Mimecast is a cybersecurity company. We're about 1,800 people. We're international. We've got major locations in Boston, in the US, in London, in South Africa, mainland Europe, and Australia and New Zealand. We primarily focus on communication security, so primarily email. So we stop things like ransomware, phishing attacks, malware coming into your company via Outlook, G Suite, etc. So we started about 2.5 years ago. We first engaged Demandbase, and we were using it for the best part of 1.5 years in a standalone fashion. And we were using it primarily, probably with about 50 salespeople and BDRs focused on our enterprise business. And we were using it primarily for advertising, so account-based advertising. On the one hand, we were operating this kind of Excel-based surging intent website visitor process, sending reports out on a weekly basis. And on the other hand, we weren't really using Demandbase fully. We were just using it for a small subset of what it was intended for. So about 1 year ago, we started to try to understand what systems were out there that would help us to automate identifying trends on third-party data and on website visitor data that would allow us to better identify and automate surging account reports so we could better attack that. We started looking at one company in particular that was not Demandbase. At that time, I was not aware that Demandbase had bought Engagio and had made some significant progress in integrating Engagio into the platform. So we were fairly far down the path of evaluating another vendor when Demandbase came in, and we had probably about 4 months of ongoing demos and evaluations of Demandbase One, while also looking at this other third party. I only thought that Demandbase was an advertising vendor, an account-based advertising vendor. So I got on a call. I remember one call in particular with John Miller, and John did a really fantastic demo. He covered a lot of things that I was not aware that Demandbase One was able to do. And it covered 90% of the use cases that I wanted to automate, and then some. It had a bunch of functionality that I was not aware of. So, and ultimately, earlier this year, we decided that we would renew and expand our relationship with Demandbase One. And we went, I believe it was from 50 sales users up to 500 sales users and BDR users. So we're about maybe 2 months into our Demandbase One launch. And phase one of that launch was to make sure that all of our BDRs and our sales teams had access to the unified intelligence that Demandbase was bringing to the table. So we could see emails and meetings all in one place. We could see surging intent offsite all in one place. We could see website visitors. We could see website visitors both known and unknown because of the Marketo integration. And of course, we could see all of the campaign responses in one single environment. And that's incredibly difficult to do if you don't have a system that unifies it all together. And what was great about Demandbase One is that there was very little configuration that we needed to do once we plugged it into the platform. There's a few things like making sure that your website domain fields are populated in Salesforce. But once you understand that, all of that intelligence is unified at the account level, and we can provide it back to our BDRs and our sales teams. And that's provided a lot of organic adoption of the platform because they have all of this intelligence that they've never been able to access before. And we've only scratched the surface. We've plugged in 2 months ago. There's a lot more phases that we need to go through in order for us to be fully adopted in the platform and fully using all of the capabilities. So I'm very excited about the future.